villain, all right.
And I don't mean it metaphorically or rhetorically or poetically or theoretically or in any other fancy way. I'm death, straight up.
DreamWorks villains are more than just bad guys causing trouble for the heroes. They're the special sauce that makes their stories pop with wit, charm, and sometimes even comedy. These antagonists aren't just there to make life difficult for the protagonists, they often steal the show. What's the secret sauce that makes DreamWorks villains hit differently? Let's dive into it. For starters, DreamWorks nails the balance between drama and humor in their stories.
I just love the smell of fear. Can we run now? Yes.
It's in the way they craft their villains, spanning from comically foolish characters to cunning masterminds. This dynamic storytelling gives their antagonists a unique edge, rivaling even the iconic antagonists of Disney's Renaissance. Throughout their time making children's films, DreamWorks has crafted some seriously scary villains. Even though their movies are meant to be enjoyed by families and folks of all ages, that hasn't stopped them from creating some seriously wicked characters for our heroes to face. No matter if these villains are humans or animals, no matter their sad pasts or the extent of their wicked deeds, one thing's for sure, they're undeniably evil.
Run for it makes it more fun for me.
These baddies are the stuff that could haunt grown-ups' dreams, let alone spook the kids. They come in various forms, from funny idiots to scheming masterminds, and they play a crucial role in making DreamWorks stories memorable. The magic of DreamWorks villains isn't solely about being better than Disney's counterparts, it's about their uniqueness, the way they stand out and elevate the stories they're in. Disney, while known for its villains, has notably cut down on incorporating antagonists into recent tales. However, DreamWorks continues to pepper their stories with compelling villains, and that's something worth exploring. One of the standout aspects of DreamWorks villains is their unique designs and animations. The studio's style of animation sets them apart and complements the attitude of the villains. Even when DreamWorks villains were more serious, they still managed to create striking characters. Take, for example, the Kung Fu Panda villains like Tai Lung and Lord Shen. In Kung Fu Panda, we follow Po's journey to become the Dragon Warrior. Tai Lung, a formidable villain, mirrors Po's path in some ways. Tai Lung has this compelling aura, right? His character's depth and the whole journey he went through made him stand out. I mean, he was immensely talented in Kung Fu, and his connection with Master Shifu adds this emotional layer to his story. The pride and ambition that drove him into the realm of darkness also made him quite a complex and intriguing villain, don't you think? Raised by Shifu with high hopes of becoming the Dragon Warrior, Tai Lung's overconfidence and pride led to his downfall. He didn't understand that true power comes from within, a lesson that Po eventually grasps.
Panda, what are you gonna do, big guy? Sit on me?
This contrast in their understanding of power sets the stage for their epic battle. Lord Shen in Kung Fu Panda 2 continues this theme of power and its consequences. Shen's lust for power, driven by a dark past and misguided vengeance, makes him a compelling villain. His actions, including genocide on pandas, reveal the dangers of obsession with power and how it can lead to one's downfall. DreamWorks villains often highlight the mistakes characters make, serving as cautionary tales for the audience. They emphasize the importance of looking within and understanding the true meaning of power. Now, let's turn our attention to the How to Train Your Dragon series, where the main dragon villain transitions to a human antagonist. These villains represent control and chaos, which contrasts with the message of living and working together. Characters like Drago Bloodfist in How to Train Your Dragon 2 embody cruelty and ruthlessness, seeking to conquer both dragons and humans. Their actions, in contrast to the bond of trust and friendship that Hiccup forms with dragons, ultimately leads to their defeat. Grimmel in How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World stands out as a manipulative villain. He's basically the total opposite in the movie. This guy's in the business of hunting down these incredible creatures that Hiccup's trying to be friends with. And other Viking clans actually see Grimmel as a hero because they still see dragons as their enemies. Grimmel's big claim to fame? He's been wiping out these powerful Night Furies like nobody's business. See, Grimmel sees dragons as pests, like he genuinely believes they're pests that need to be wiped out. And the thing is, he thinks what he's doing is right, like some noble cause. He's all about exterminating dragons, while Hiccup's out here preaching about befriending them. Grimmel's expertise in using all sorts of tech and knowing the ins and outs of dragons makes him this dark reflection on what Hiccup could have been if he'd taken a different path. It's a grim reminder of how cruel someone can be, and it hits really close to reality, you know? These villains showcase how DreamWorks explores different facets of power and control, providing valuable lessons for the audience. The contrast between the hero's beliefs and the villain's actions adds depth to the narratives. Moving on to Megamind. The film presents a unique twist on the traditional hero-villain dynamic. Megamind, initially seen as the villain, experiences an unexpected victory. However, he struggles to adapt to this new role, highlighting the complexities of power and responsibility. His character development and the portrayal of Harl, a character obsessed with power and selfish desires, make this film a standout example of DreamWorks' ability to create relatable characters. The fairy godmother in Shrek 2 offers a clever satire of traditional fairy tales. She represents the corporate profit-driven nature of the fairy tale industry. Her character is manipulative, and it showcases the idea that not all villains have to be physically imposing. Their power can also come from their ability to manipulate others. Shrek Forever After introduces Rumpelstiltskin, a villain with a personal vendetta against Shrek. He presents a more complex and layered character compared to some of the earlier Shrek villains. His desire for power and his impact on Shrek's life provide an engaging conflict in the film. In Puss in Boots, DreamWorks takes a different approach by featuring 3 villains who play significant roles in the story. Each of these villains challenge the themes and development of the main character, Puss. They reflect the consequences of Puss's past choices and lead to a deeper understanding of the importance of relationships and family. In Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, DreamWorks introduces a terrifying and unique villain known as the Wolf, or
Death.
The Wolf's eerie enthusiasm for facing Puss, along with his unexpected revelation as Death seeking revenge, adds a layer of existential dread to the story. The character's design, voice acting, and complex motivations make him a standout DreamWorks villain.
Hey, I never do this, but can I get your autograph?
While these DreamWorks villains vary in their motivations and characteristics, they all contribute to the studio's success in crafting compelling stories. DreamWorks has a knack for creating villains that challenge our heroes' beliefs and values, ultimately leading to personal growth and the discovery of what truly matters. These villains are essential components of the stories, and their presence enriches the overall narrative. DreamWorks villains hit differently because they bring a unique blend of humor, complexity, and life lessons to their films. They challenge the heroes, reflect on the consequences of power, and add depth to the narratives. While DreamWorks villains may not always outshine Disney, they are unique in their own right, and they play a crucial role in making DreamWorks stories stand out. The studio's ability to create relatable and thought-provoking villains contributes to its continued success in storytelling.